first tell you a bit about the cemetery. So it's Scholemoor Cemetery and Crematorium in Bradford. Here in Bradford, West Yorkshire, was opened in 1860. The land was originally purchased by the Bradford Burial Board in 1857, and the cemetery's layout was designed by the borough surveyor Charles Gott. The Western Anglican section of the grounds was subsequently consecrated on August the 4th, 1860. But later in 1905 a crematorium was added to the northern extension of the site. Right, so I will tell you a bit about this, and I will read the names off. So this is the grave of 6 Bradford City firemen who lost their lives in the Low Moor Munitions Factory explosion on the 21st of August 1916. Now I'll read the names off of the 6 souls that are lying here. First one is Fred Normington. He was born in 1878, died on the 21st of August 1916. Parents were Samuel and Annis Normington. Fire station that he was working out of was Hodgson District Fire Station. Now we move on to Joseph Edmund Binns. Born 1888, he died on the 21st of August 1916. And just let everybody know that the death date for all the 6 firemen were on that same day. Nobody died later, so they all died on the same day, the 21st of August. So I won't carry on reading the death date out. And his parents were Martha and Isaac Binns. The fire station he worked out was called 18 Central Fire Station. Then we've got Knighton Pridmore, 1870. He was aged 46 years. And sorry, I'll just skip back one. Joseph Edmund Binns, he was only, I don't have an age for Joseph. But yeah, Knighton was between 45 and 46 years, because we don't have an exact birth date, just a year. Then we go to Charles Sugden, born 1872. He was aged between 43 and 44 years. His parents were Barnabas and Margaretta Sugden. The fire station he worked out was Hodgson District Fire Station. So that's 2 of them that came from the same dispatch. Edgar Shaw, birth unknown, and he died aged 24 years. The youngest of the firemen, his parents were George and Lydia Shaw. Fire station he worked out of was 9 Central Fire Station. I am actually reading all this off some paperwork, so that's why I'm not reading it naturally. I couldn't take all this in because I've got another few locations to go to, so I've had to write it down. And then last is Eli Buckley, who was born on the 1887, and he was aged 28 and 29 years. And I'm afraid we have one more. No, we don't have one more. The other one died aged 24 years. He was the youngest, but this is the second youngest, between 28 and 29 years. And his parents were Benjamin and Amelia Buckley. He worked out of number 17 Central Fire Station. They were among the firefighters who attended the blaze at the Low Moor Munitions Company before a massive explosion occurred. The blast killed 40 people in total and remains one of Bradford's worst industrial disasters. A memorial to the 6 firemen was erected in 1924 and is now relocated at the headquarters of the West Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service in Berkenshaw. The 6 firemen are buried here at Scholemoor Cemetery, where they were originally commemorated before the memorial was relocated. So, that's the 6 firemen. All we can say is rest in peace, guys, and thank you for your service and dedication and also your sacrifice. It's total tragedy, and we thank you dearly at the bottom of our hearts for what you did. Sorry about that, guys, I touched the microphone. So rest in peace and thank you. Right, we'll move on to the next location. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll bring you back when I get there. We're going now, we're moving on now to where are we going now? We're going on to Francis Hodgson. So we're going back down again from where I started. I know it sounds a bit daft, but I'm putting this in order the way I'd scripted it. So I'll get back to you when we get there. So if you want to come and visit, their grave is there, as you can see. Now what happens is, if you walk up from the columbarium, just keep going up the long road, and once you get halfway up, there's a left turning. Turn left, follow it round, and there's some trees here, and it's got a bit of a circle area here, and if you just go this way, and you'll see the grave there. So yep, that's if you want to visit, that would be fantastic. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys and I'll see you shortly. We'll move on now to Francis's resting place. We're not far off. We'll just nip down here into the columbarium, and then you'll just have to bear with me while I find it. Right, I think I may be in luck here. Oh, already found it, I think. Let's have a look. Right, the side of the crematorium is here, so if you want to come and visit, we just come down the side of the crematorium through the little gap, down these steps immediately to your left, and then we just turn right here. Now then, we'll go around here. Hang on, I've just lost control of the gimbal, and we'll follow it round. Look, these are new additions. They have been here a while, but they are new additions. So if you see them, you know you're on the right track. Now then, let me see. Dodsworth. We should be round here, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, Bertram, that's her husband, and Francis here. So let me see if I can get that correct there. I know you might not be able to see it properly, but that's in loving memory of Bertram, dearly loved husband of Francis Hodgson, fell asleep January 16th 1945. Also the above, Francis Hodgson died April, can't see that, yeah. Anyway, I've got the paperwork, so bear with me and I'll get back to you. Right, so we're here. Hope you can see that, guys. Right, we're just going to read this. It says, Frances Hodgson was the victim of an unsolved murder in Bradford in 1955. She was attacked in her lock-up general store on Garnet Street, just off Leeds Road, that was, Bradford, on 31st of March 1955. During the attack, she was stabbed and sustained severe injuries. She was taken to Bradford Royal Infirmary, where she died the following day. And that would have been the 1st of April 1955 at approximately 5:30 p.m. I'll just pull out a bit and just give you maybe a more serene surrounding. There we go. The murder was never solved and remains one of Britain's unsolved murder cases from 1955. Contemporary reports state that the attack occurred... Oh, come on, wind. The attack occurred while she was working alone in her shop, but the identity of her attacker was never established. So her murder's never been solved to this very day. So that is so sad, isn't it? Anyway, Francis, rest in peace, and we'll always remember you. Bradford will always remember you. Rest in peace, wherever you are. So guys, now we'll move on to the next location, and this will be... well, I'll take you there. I'll just move on to the next location, so I'll see you when I get there. Right, everybody, we're at the third location, and this is Patricia Atkinson, and she is the 4th victim of the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe. So I'll just read my notes. Patricia Atkinson, often known as Tina, she was called Tina Atkinson, was the 4th confirmed victim of the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe. Patricia was born on 9th of July 1944 and was 32 years old when she was murdered in Bradford on the 23rd of April 1977. She was a mother of 3 and lived in the Manningham area of Bradford following difficulties in her personal life, including the breakdown of her marriage. She became involved in sex work. Now, we're not here to remember her as working in the sex work industry. We're here to pay our respects. So, and the tragedy what happened to her. So just forget about what she did for a living, and let's focus on why we are here. On the evening of 23rd of April 1977, Patricia had been socialising in local pubs before meeting Sutcliffe. She took him back to her flat on Oak Avenue, Bradford. Once inside, he attacked her with a hammer and stabbed her multiple times. Her body was discovered the following day. The murder was particularly significant. I didn't think I'd get that word out, struggled with that, because it was the first of Sutcliffe's murders to be committed indoors, and the first confirmed Yorkshire Ripper murder in Bradford. So, like I said, we're here to pay our respects to Patricia and not to think of what she did for a living. And it's so sad, really, because nobody deserves to be murdered, no matter who you are or, you know, what the reasons for it. It is no good whatsoever. So anyway, we'll move to the 4th location, and this will be another Ripper victim. So we'll go to her grave, and then we'll finish off with the 5th location, and then we'll leave it there. So rest in peace, Patricia. We're all thinking of you. Making my way up here, so we're going to take a turn off. It's not up here, we'll take a turn off. I think we'll go next left. No, I'm way off. Oh. George Frederick Lever. Oh, see that? See the grave there? That's our local funeral director. But I don't recall his grave being here. George Frederick Lever. Must have moved him because... Oh, I might be wrong. I don't know. But I'm sure it was somewhere else in here. When I first saw it in 2017. What's that? Ah, right. No, 2017. Yeah. Maybe they have moved him. I don't know. But the last Andrew Lever sadly passed away in 2024, and he's the chap who did my dad's funeral. So rest in peace, and thank you for your service throughout the years to our family, because all our family were buried with them, through them rather. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, that's sad, is that? But I'm sure, to be honest, that is not the location I saw when George first died. He when he died in 2017, I'm sure he was somewhere else. Honestly, I don't recall him being there, because he's right on the. He's just there. Look, we've come on here, and he's just there. And I don't recall him being on a corner, so might be wrong. I might be wrong. But his grave also looked different. Still had the headstone, but just with him on it, obviously. Now then, let me get my bearings. My mum and dad are buried over there, so we want to be over there. I think that area. God, I'm struggling here. Yeah, they're there. So we want to be up here. And she's got a new headstone, so... hang on. Right. You know what's confusing me is this. Because this here... I might be wrong again. But this here, I always thought that were at the side of the one I'm going to look at, but no. So let me move up a bit. See, the grass is long and everything. They haven't cut it yet for the summer. Let's just move down. The wind is taking the the wind is taking the here we are. There we are. Helena Helena Rytka. She's actually Helena Marie Rytka. Everybody knows her as Helen. So, there you go. Now this lady is the 8th victim. Hang on, let me just centre this again. This lady is the 8th victim of the Yorkshire Ripper. I've got the paperwork, but just hang on. I ain't really organised and it's windy and it's like spitting a little bit, but just bear with me. Oh, we're all over. Where are we now? Oh dear, we're all over. Do you know the wind is too strong that the gimbal can't operate? Right, I've got it now. So let's get this. Come on. Honest to God, I'm not impressed with this. Right, here we go. So forgive me, guys. Right, this is Helen Rytka. Was the 8th. Helen Rytka was the 8th known victim of serial killer Peter Sutcliffe. She was just 18 years old, oh man, when she was murdered in Huddersfield on 31st of January 1978. Helen's full name is Helena Marie Rytka, known as Helen. She had a twin sister named Rita. The sisters had moved from Bradford to Huddersfield only a few months before Helen's death because of fears surrounding the ongoing murders in West Yorkshire. On the night of the murder, Helen and Rita were working in Huddersfield on the evening of 31st of January 1978. The twins had developed a safety system in which they met regularly and kept track of their clients' vehicles. However, Helen, let me flip this over. She accepted a client before reuniting with Rita. The client was Peter Sutcliffe. Yeah. Sutcliffe drove her to Gerrard's timber yard near the railway arches of Great Northern Street in Huddersfield. There he attacked her with a hammer and stabbed her multiple times. Her body was concealed in the timber yard. Wow, only 18 years old. So, again guys, remember Helen for who she was as a person and not what she did for a living. She was only 18 years old and she was scared that she would be a victim of Jack the Ripper in Bradford. Not Jack the Ripper, Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe, and moved with her sister to Huddersfield thinking she may be safe. But unfortunately that wasn't the case. So we could always say, if she stayed in Bradford, would she have been alive today? But we'll never know. Anyway, rest in peace, Helen, and we all love you. Take care, wherever you may be. Right, guys, I've got some bad news. I found the grave of the last victim. Not victim, but a sad accident that happened. And I swear, I came a few weeks ago, I laid her some flowers, everything was fine. And now I've come to the grave and I'm just devastated. Oh, the headstone has been tipped over, but it looks like it's either the wind that's blown it, which I can't see it. It's just leaned to one side. It's on its back actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with it, but just a warning. And only a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, this was in perfect condition. I'd left some flowers for her, and I am very, very upset, and it's so sad. So anyway, I'll pan you round and we'll talk about Karlene Gordon, who was a 14-year-old girl, and she lost her life in a tragic accident that should never have happened, but there we go. Anyway, I'll pan you round, and this is the grave of Karlene Gordon. I will try and, so you can see in the ditch there that the sister thing she had there in front of the grave is now down in the ditch where the headstone used to be. And this is the headstone, I'm afraid. I don't think you'll be able to read that. And then there's a flag there from representing her country where she came from. So I'm going to talk, I'm going to carry on, do the video, and we'll take it from there. So Karlene Gordon, this is the tragic story of a 14-year-old girl who lost her life in a sporting accident at her school in 1973. She was a pupil at the St Edmund Campion Catholic School in Bradford. While attempting to retrieve a javelin that had become lodged in a hillside on the school grounds, another pupil inadvertently removed it, causing the back of the javelin, to penetrate in her left eye. As she just got up to it, and she was coming up to it, he pulled it out, and unfortunately it went straight into her eye, and that was tragic. If she'd have been just a bit further away or on the other side, then yeah. Despite being rushed to the Bradford Royal Infirmary and the emergency care, she succumbed to I apologise, I'll redo that. Despite being rushed to the Bradford Royal Infirmary for emergency care, she succumbed to her injuries later. This heartbreaking incident serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of safety in sports and the need for vigilance in school environments. So, that is my final location here at Scholemoor Cemetery. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pack up and make my way back home before it starts raining heavily. But yeah, I've managed to get here today. The wind hasn't been right good for us, but I won't know what it's like until I get back home and check the footage. But if I need to come back and do it again, then I will do. It's so sad, so sad. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks for coming along the journey, and if you like what we do, please subscribe and give us a like, and it'd be most appreciated. Take care, everybody.